Hello friends, how are we doing? It is Sunday already and as soon as I started speaking the dogs started crying. That's typical. They've actually been so good in streams up until now. So how's your week gone everybody? Excuse me if Mia wanted to come up and now she's gone off to see why Ben's crying. He's all excited. Right, so excuse me if my energy's a little low. We've been in a heat wave for the past week or so, which is lovely but draining me. And unfortunately, it's meaning that the dogs are not quite they've not had so many walks. Although the walks they've had have been epic, which we're just about to share with you guys. Magdalena, hi, how are you, my dear? How's your week been? Really good to see you, and thanks as ever for your support. So let's pop over and yeah, if it's really noisy here as well, I'm sorry, I have to have all the windows open. So, yeah, Scotland hit 35 degrees the other day. I'm not built for this. My skin just burns. But right, anyway, let's go through the photo album while we're waiting for people. Screen, yes. So just for amusement, this is all my walks with my dogs. I've been trying to get out really early in the morning. We've been going to rivers, streams, the beach, and everything. And the other day there, Friday, I thought it was a bit cooler. Cara is here too. Hi there. I thought the other day was a wee bit cooler, so I'd just take the dogs to the normal fields that I take them to. It was obviously a bit too hot, and Ben found a kind of dried up stream that was revolting. I hosed him down in the garden, and then I took him straight in and put him in the shower, which he hated. And he still has a slight orange tinge to his fur. I'm looking over; he's lying next to me there. But anyway, that's my minging wee boy. Yeah, just to show we got to 35 degrees, which is crazy in Scotland. Yeah, so just what day was it? Thursday. Yeah, Thursday was the hottest day we had, but thankfully I couldn't actually sleep that well, so I got up super early and took the dogs out to Loch Lomond, which is only about half an hour away from me, so I should go there more often. So let me take you around Loch Lomond while we're waiting for everybody. Excuse me one moment. So this is a wee place, it's called Luss on Loch Lomond. It's a beautiful place. It's been used in TV shows and stuff, and just now, as you can see, they do cruises around the loch, which I was really tempted with. It would have been lovely to get out on the water. It's such an absolutely beautiful location, and Thursday was a great day. Ben. I hope they can't hear the dog. He's making so much noise, just whinging away quietly in the corner. Um, Oh, Magdalena, the iPhone died. Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing serious, just some power. But good to have you back on Mac. And yeah, as I say, even first thing in the morning, it was super hot. So if anyone has dogs and they're dealing with the weather that we're dealing with just now, don't try walking them just now. In my street, we've got a load of people that have huskies, and I went out just to pick some fruit from my garden at about 1 o'clock today, and there were people out walking the huskies, and I was just, don't do that to the dogs. My dogs are inside. We're gonna be out probably around about sunset. I'll take them out, which sunset is about 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah, I don't know if it's a tan. I've got a little bit burnt, but yes, because yesterday was Saturday. We'd been asked by a local pet shop if we'd do an agility demo for them. So we offered to go along, and they wanted us there for about 5 hours, but we didn't realise it was going to be as hot. So we just went along for a little while and played with the dogs, kept them in the shade, everything. I had a great day actually. It was really lovely, and the shop owners had made up lots of little ice lollies for the dogs, so the dogs got spoilt. But yeah, I got a little bit pink. I'm afraid Scottish skin doesn't really tan. Yeah, so in trying to keep the dogs cool in the really hot thing, I was keeping to the shade, and I found a really cool bridge over the river that we were able to get into the river in the shade, and that was really awesome. Actually, the river was only about a foot deep, so I was able to wade about in the river and play with the dogs. I know normal people aren't paddling all the time, but yeah, I think my feet are the cleanest they've ever been from all the paddling. And yet that was the river. As I say, I was able to walk down in the river quite a distance. Best way to walk the dogs. And I randomly found this. Apparently, the village has been a religious pilgrimage forever. Um, so they've done this little bit, and basically in the field behind they've sort of cut out a little walk. And I'm not particularly religious, but what was really nice about it was they've got pictures all the way as you go along the walk of lots of religious buildings from different religions all around the world. So it was pretty kind of cool to see all of that. So that was a nice wee bit. And that's the lovely view, the hills behind the wee village. And yeah, if you're walking a dog, do it in the woods or do it in the water. And yeah, here we go, in the water. And yeah, just Loch Lomond is absolutely gorgeous. I just love it there. So that's some of the views across the loch. And it's a loch. I don't know if we've got British Cook. I'm getting Daniel and Drew muddled up. I've not seen Drew for a wee while, but English people seem to have trouble with saying the word loch. It's not any kind of horrible spitty noise, and it's not loch, it's loch. Loch Lomond. And it's a beautiful place to be, as I'm sure you can see. So this is the reason for my change of colour from the normal white to slightly pink. And yeah, I should have said that, yeah. And so that there is the view. That's Ben Lomond, the hill that the loch has its name from as well. It's Loch Lomond and Ben Lomond's the hill. Oh, Ben started panting. It's really hot here, so I'm trying to do my best to keep the dogs cool. And yeah, that picture came out really weird, just with the reflections of the trees and the water so shallow that it looked really kind of yellowy brown, but it's actually super clear, wonderful water. Oh yeah, finding random flowers on my walk. So this is a really random way to start a video, but it's better. It's better than sitting where everyone sits and goes, "Hi, we're waiting for people." I just take you through my photo album. And that was while I was walking down in the middle of the river. Mia was walking along the side doing climbing acts. And I think we're near the end of this. Oh yeah, I'll leave that one up for a minute while we get into the next bit, yeah, because I think that just says it all. The dogs love to be in the water. So, if we can just have for a minute, if you're in the chat, if you just want to stick your hands up, let's have a wee roll call, see who's here. Let me know how your week's been, what you've been up to, what you've created. It's been pretty awesome for me, because I caught up with my orders last week. I've had a few more in. I'm working on, someone's ordered one of my tiniest, I should do my face while I'm doing that, shouldn't I? Someone's ordered one of my tiniest sculptures. These are so fiddly, but great fun. And I've had a couple of bookmarks that I've just about finished, the splat bookmarks. This is like my biggest seller. So I've had a couple of them, but overall work has been so nice and relaxed, which has meant that I've been able to get out to the beach and everything, which has been awesome. But yeah, not too creative. Got the usual bunch of videos up. We did the little pom-pom, and Magdalena, right, you'll be pleased to, when I asked in my pom-pom video on Wednesday what everyone thought I should make, and I got a few responses, and Magdalena came up with, I believe it was a watermelon or a cut orange, and immediately I saw that and I thought, no way, there's no way I can do that. That's a weird suggestion. I can't do that. And then the brain started ticking away, and I was like, actually I can, and that would probably be super cute. So I've ordered up some wool, and hopefully I'll have at least one of your ideas ready for this week. We'll see if we can manage to make it. I hope so. I've got an idea in my head, and it will be so cute if it works, but who knows. So that's my plan for the week, and still working on Jack Skellington, who's upstairs. I'm going to sound fancy. He's upstairs in my studio, a little small area in my spare bedroom, not really a studio at all, but yeah. So if you've not seen the Jack Skellington, and also working through my second channel with the dog training, which has been so much fun. This is where, going away to all these places, I've been filming little bits of stuff for the second channel there, which is going to be so much fun. Right, so what today is, as ever, it's the end of the month. Well, it's the end of last month, it's the beginning of a new month, so it's time to have a look at realistic Etsy sales figures. How did I do for the month? Because yeah, I just want to keep it real, that basically, yeah, people hear about the quit your day job people on Etsy that make thousands of pounds every day, and everyone else complaining that they make no money. So I'm somewhere in between, and I just want to show you all what's normal. It's definitely not a brag, you can't live off this, but I just want to show you what I'm getting and how I'm doing. So, sharing this, here's my stats page for my shop. This is Ben McFuzzylugs on Etsy, and just having a look. All I've done this month, I've really not done as much. Magdalena, yippee, can't wait. No, thank you for the ideas. I really love it because it puts me out of my comfort zone. I was thinking of things that I could make myself. I was going, can I make a dragon? Can I make a dinosaur? And you went, a watermelon. And I'm like, what? But I really think I can do it. So fingers crossed for me. Yeah, so yeah, in my Etsy shop this month I've done very little, just renewing the things that I've had up. Pamela, my wool, do you mean felting wool or pom-pom wool? Basically for my pom-pom wool, I've just been ordering off eBay. I've just, the supermarkets, if you're in the UK, B&H stores, the really cheap stores, I've just been getting the cheapest wool, the cheapest acrylic wool that I can to make the pom-poms. For needle felting, I use a variety of places. I don't really have a big bag here, but I've got a little bag. Let's go Physic again. So my core wool that I've been using is from World of Wool. It's a carded white Corriedale. If you just, it can be hard to find on their website, but if you search in the little search box on the World of Wool website for CWC, this comes up. And what I like about this is it's a carded bat, but it comes in more strips, so it's a bit more like roving, so that I can wind it a lot easier. You know, I can wrap the wire and everything. So it's the best of both worlds, that it felts down so much easier. You know, it felts down like a bat, like a carded bat, but it handles a little bit more like a roving. So this is the stuff that I completely love. I've only been able to see that in white like that. Most everything else, the bats come in bats. I've also used Wingham wool sometimes, they're pretty good. And the makers, I did some reviews on some of their one of their kits. The wonderful makers people sent me one of their beginner kits, and I have to say, not sponsored, they just sent me a kit. I have to say I was very impressed with the quality of the wool in that as well. So the makers, if you're in the UK, Rosani, hi there, how are you doing? Yeah, so if you're in the UK, they're fantastic. America, I'm going to say, well, there's Serafina if you're in America. I don't know, people seem to love her stuff. I've never used it. And I'm trying to remember the name of the other woman. It's Kay at Felt Alive. Felt Alive wool's supposed to be pretty good as well. So there's a couple. And if you're in America as well, I would totally recommend the Glass Eyes from Glass Eyes online. I love them. I order them when I can, but obviously it takes time shipping to the UK. Right, back to this. Yep, so done very little in my shop, just keeping it ticking away. I don't want for July, I want for last month, for June. So let's see what it's telling us. So for the month of June, fair enough, my views and visits are down 15 to 20%, which is fair enough. It's a more quiet time of the year. Oh, Magdalena, thank you so much. Yeah, everyone, hit the like button if you like it. Thank you. Yeah, so my total views are down 18%. For the month, I got 10 orders, which has given me a revenue of £194. Which is pretty cool. I'm happy enough with that because sales tend to really drop in the summer unless you're a bridal shop, but I believe they do quite well in the summer for the northern hemisphere when we've got our summer. But yeah, that's not bad. Let's compare to last year. And yeah, that's pretty good. So actually, I've nearly doubled where I was last year for not doing that much work. So it just kind of shows you that, you know, you can, it's building up momentum, doing these things, doing anything. So if you're making YouTube videos, if you're making stuff to sell, if you're building a website, if you're doing anything, all the work at the beginning, it's so much work driving everything, getting everything started, and pretty much it's a bit rubbish at the beginning. It's just building up. It's like pushing a snowball up a hill. It starts slowly picking up extra snow, getting bigger and bigger, and then till finally you get to a point where you've built up enough momentum and this can really take off a bit. Now, I'm not going to say that I've totally taken off, obviously, but it means that it's plodding away. I've found the things that are working, but I can't rest on my laurels because there's so many people that on everything, but on Etsy especially, you'll see, what's happened? The lights have gone off, my shop's just shut, you know, it's not getting any sales. So it means you have to keep an eye out. If things start dropping, you've got to look and say, what can I do different? And it's exactly the same. I have to confess, YouTube really seems to be dropped just now for the past month. And it happens, and I understand why when people feel frustrated by it. I've been feeling frustrated myself. It's like you post a video and nobody comes to watch it. Well, I know you guys do, and I love you guys, but it feels like everything's switched off for a wee while. But you just have to say, it's okay, these things happen, just work with it. And also I've heard from a lot of people that it's all the same. So after you've finished here with me, if you want to go and give some of the other creators a load of love, watch some of their videos, because everyone seems to be struggling a wee bit just now, so they can do with the extra views, and it just helps. It helps boost them all, get a bit of encouraged to keep going. I believe, hopefully, Extreme Food Reviews, Daniel, hopefully he'll be on with a live again tonight. And I don't know, Danielle from Cutting the Caboose, I believe she's in Disneyland just now, but we'll see if she comes on. But keep an eye out for all these people. Right, looking at my traffic sources for the month. Again, Etsy, most of my traffic on Etsy comes from Etsy, and that's the same with any platform. So difficult to try and drive traffic from elsewhere. So, you know, it's like, yes, I have a community on Facebook, but most of them aren't going to come across or even see that I'm posting YouTube things. So you've got to, if I want people to come from Etsy, I've got to work on the Etsy's algorithm. I've got to work on being seen on Etsy. Direct 24%, that's pretty good. And social media is at 11% just now. So like I'm saying, I have a Facebook page for Ben McFuzzylugs that I've been running for nearly 10 years, and it's really, you know, you don't get that many people coming over, so that's just the way it is. Search at 10% now, that's pretty cool. It's something I've been working on, is to have my shop working for Google search as well as for Etsy search, because Google is the biggest search engine in the world, so it's much better to be trying to drive in some extra people as well that way. My search terms, a bit different for the month. They're often cat lover gift or cat bookmark, but I've not had German short hair pointer for a wee while. Oh wow, you can tell how hot it is. My computer fan's just spinning up a bit more, even it's struggling. So German short hair pointer hasn't been a term for a little while, so that's looking popular, so I might boost up those listings a little bit. Needle felted dog, yep. Needle felted wolf, again, that seems to be becoming popular. A lot of people are making wolves again. Someone might have released a tutorial on how to make wolves, or they're just fashionable again. Yeah, the website's coming from Etsy, about 10% coming from Google. I'm getting about the same coming over from YouTube now, which is pretty awesome. And Pinterest. So if you add up the two Pinterests, Pinterest is still at the top, just below Etsy, and that is not from my work, that's from people sharing some of my pictures. So that just shows pictures are the most important thing anywhere. The whole of the internet's visual. Yeah, so that's my stats for the month. Quick look at what my most visited listings. These pretty much stay the same every single month. It's pretty pretty standard, which is, it's the way it works. Your 90% of your sales, 90% of your views, 90% of anything is going to come from 10% of the work you put in. It's going to come from 10% of the things that you've made, 10% of your listings, 10% of your videos, you know. So yeah, I'm probably up to about 300 listings just now, I can't remember, but literally 4 or 5 get the most views out of anything. And oh dear, there's my least visited ones that need a bit of love. So I've got to work on some of these a little bit to get them seen, because they've not been seen at all. So these are the ones, yeah, I'll work on these next month. And the randomly ranking the listings, well, not random, filtered them, and that's what Etsy thinks my most popular listings are. So guys, anyway, I think that'll do for talking about my Etsy, but I'm pretty impressed. That's been a good month. Yeah, so how have you guys all been? If you just let me know, give a wee hands up and say hello if you're in the chat, and just let me know how your creative month's been. If you've created anything awesome, if you've done anything awesome, I'd love to hear what you've been up to. Yeah, like I say, in Scotland we've just been enjoying the wonderful weather, getting sunburn. I have no plans really for the next week, just fingers crossed that my wool comes in time so that I can make the pom-poms that Magdalena said. If not, I've got other ideas that'll work, but we've got hopefully a watermelon pom-pom. You heard it here first. Thank you so much for the idea. We'll be working on my Jack Skellington some more. I want to make his little bow tie. And it's a big surprise what my video on Monday is going to be. It's a surprise to me because I've forgotten, because I recorded it a couple of weeks ago. I tried to batch out a few and I haven't edited it yet, so I don't even remember what the video is going to be. But I've got, next Saturday, I've got the great fun video coming from my dog training channel. We're teaching how to get the dog to say your prayers, which is such a fun trick, and it actually has benefits. Yeah, but that's about it, I think. So I think if no one has any questions or anything they want to chat about, I might be tying this up pretty soon, because like I say, just sorry about the lack of energy. It is the heat in this place, but as always, it is absolutely so much fun to hang around with you guys, and I appreciate your support so much. Got Cara, Magdalena, Rosani and Pamela have been in the chat today, and it's been great to talk to you all. It really has, and I love it. Like Magdalena, I love that you're so supportive of all the other small creators out here, because, excuse me, yeah, it's so good for us all, because I remember the first time when I started doing lives and absolutely no one turned up and you're just talking to yourself, and it is so difficult. So it's so awesome that we've got this community of people that pops around and supports, and we can all get to know each other, because like I love this nipping into other people's streams after this, and we can be talking about things. Magdalena, thank you so much for your kind words. I love your support on my dog channels. Been so lovely, because I love making the dog videos. I love being able to feature my dogs. I actually started this channel as a dog training channel, but I got moved away from that onto other things, and I thought, no, I want to do a dog training channel. Pamela, you haven't made anything yet, but you've got a kit. Have I got any suggestions? Well, firstly, what is the kit? Is the kit... Sorry if you can hear my dog panting. I feel so sorry for them. I'm going to take him out in the garden and tip water over him in a minute. What is the kit to make? What is it? Just a kit that just has some kind of wool? You know, just random wool in it with no kind of patterns? If it is just wool and some needles and things, I would... Ben, shush. I would totally suggest just start off making a basic ball shape. Just see, that's the best way to get the feel for that. I have some videos on that, but literally it's getting the feel for how the needle goes in. I have a needle here, of course. So you're thinking any surface you're making, the needle wants to go perpendicular to where you want the shape of the finished surface to be. So if we imagine just this head is a ball, I can't even see if I've got that on, hang on. Right, so if we imagine just this head is a ball, then the needle, you're either going to move the needle so it goes round perpendicular to, you see where the finished surface is going to be. So you're moving the needle around, or you move the piece round and keep the needle still. It's a starter kit of a cat. Awesome. Well, that is a great start, is to start with the head. Make yourself the round head first of all. Not entirely sure how, if it would be an armature or just basic shapes. It's probably basic shapes if it's a real starter kit. So you start with the shape of the head, and then probably the body is going to be a kind of teardrop or oval shape, which is very similar as well. So you make the two of them. I imagine most kits with a starter for a cat would just be 2 front legs and a tail, because that's a relatively simple shape. So you've got a ball, an oval, and then 2 straight lines pretty much. So just think really basic shapes, but start with the head, start with a ball, and that'll give you an idea for the feeling of everything first of all. And I think you can totally make a cat as your first project. That would be an awesome project. If you haven't already, I've got a video, actually let's see if I can find the video, where my friend Cassandra was starting to make, she was starting her first projects, and she filmed them all, and I made a tutorial for her. We worked together and it was great fun. So if you want to have a look at them, it was a dog, but well, you'll see what I mean. It was a dog. It was her pet dog, but you'll see her basic starting out and everything. So here's the playlist. If you want to have a go at that, just have a look at that, and that gives you some ideas. You'll see her. The first video in it is mine, but then if you look down through the list, you'll see Cassandra's videos of her starting out, how she just totally gets the kit first of all, and then how she learns to felt, and yeah, she does a great job. It's great fun. So yeah, totally. That's a good place to start. Yeah, so hopefully that helps a bit. In fact, yeah, I can pull them up on the screen. I keep forgetting. So yeah, this is the playlist I just linked you to. So as you can see, the first bit's me. It's just making her little dog's head. But we've also got, these are Cassandra's videos, well worth looking. So you just click through the playlist, and this is her. She just got this brand new kit, and she's having a wee look through the kit. I'm trying not to show you the entire video so you can go and look at it yourself, but that's her making her first project, trying to make the first ball, and I think she added some colour into it just to get the feel of adding different things. Yes, she did. there. So she's got a bowl and she's added some colour. That's the very first thing she did. And then in episode 2 she started what we'd done. The kit didn't have that living felt. That's if you're in America, that's the place I'd recommend. In her kit it just had some tops rather than felted bats, so that is, have I got some here? I do. That's harder to work with. If in your kit it is more just like, if your kit's more just like this where it's all combed out, that is actually harder stuff to work with for your final project. You want to start having a core of a carded fibre, which she did here. So she got this carded black bats, which was much better. And then she was able to go ahead and, skipping through, she was able to make a ball and then a muzzle shape out of that. And yeah, I'm not going to show you all of her doing it. We just want to have a quick nosy at where she was getting to. And I think she did really awesome. So this was like in 4 steps, Cassandra had a wee go at making her own little dog's head. So that was cool. Oh, Pamela, you're in the UK, then yeah, absolutely fine. I would say if you know what fibres you want, the World of Wool, the carded white corridor, perfect. Get that for bats. The Maker's beginner box, I'm going to say, is amazing. I got well, they sent me the 2D one, which the quality of the wool was really great in it, and the amount of everything was awesome. I think it's one of the more, well, it wasn't dead expensive. I can't remember the exact price of it, but the Makers, it's Makers, but there's 2 S's at the end of their name, but they do some great stuff. But yeah, so I hope all that helps. Anyway, back to my ugly mug. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. But yeah, Pamela, if you make anything, totally let us see. I'd love to see how you get on. Not if you make anything, you're going to make something and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, because needle felting is great fun. Yeah, so just get started. Make yourself a little ball, build up from that. That's the best way to start out. But right, guys, I think I have to let my dogs out into the garden. I think they're suffering too much with the heat. I'm going to tip a pail of water on them. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a great day. And yeah, I will hopefully see you through the week, and we'll be live again next week, and hopefully I won't be sweltering. A little bit of sunstroke and everything, but thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week.